The Oasis project bid has the capability of tracking multiple contractor accounts at one time. Now, if you don't have to worry about contractor counts, then simply use the B quantity column to have the average or known count for each one of the fixture types. If you do have to worry about this, let me go to the Customers tab. And for distributors, all you do is you just add in your contractors and use a very similar concept here as far as adding the counts. But for reps, I'll add in my distributors. And again, I like to identify exactly who I'm quoting at each location, especially my end customer. And then for each one of my distributors here, again as a rep, but I'm going to add in my contractor. And let's assume we have a couple of them out there that are quoting. And for whatever reason, let's say just-in-time contracting, for whatever reason, has specific counts that are different than everybody else. So I'll go ahead and add a count. And what happens here is we show basically the base quantity that's on the items tab, and then we also show what we have for just-in-time contracting. Just for argument's sake, I'm going to double the quantities on each and every one of these. So as soon as I type in 20 here, it actually now has added 10 more wire guards and 10 more lamps, and basically 10%, or actually 20 more lamps, and again 10 more spares onto this for the total pricing. So I start with 20, start out with 10, and now I have 20 of these assemblies or kits, if you will. Let me go down here and do the same thing. And here we'll go with 50, 40. Do notice that what it does is highlight or identify the fact that we do have different counts here than what we had on the base. Okay, so just to double check everything before I move forward, let me click on this quoting matrix. I like to do a save here first because it makes sure that all this is up to date. And all around lighting supply, basically 1478, that's exactly what it is. If I'm quoting south side, which doesn't have the special counts, I basically get what I'd normally quote that distributor. However, if I have contractor counts that are, in this case, double of everything that's in there, I basically get a price that's double what I'd normally have with my standard counts. Okay. Now, what happens if I have another distributor call me up that has basically the same counts for each and every one of these? All I really have to do is just drag, drop as they call in. And it adds the various, it does two things. It shows who is quoting whom, and also carries the counts associated with each one of these. And now I have control. I can keep it purely for tracking purposes, or I can actually quote them individually. So let me do this. I'll print customer copy. I will select all my customers, okay, and just for argument's sake, what I'll do is I'll show the base counts, just-in-time contracting, and Southside, and for each and every one of these. Actually, let me get rid of these others for a second and hit send and print. Okay, what I end up with here is 1, 2, 3 different documents if I choose to do this. And if I scroll to the right here a little bit, one of them basically doesn't have a code at the end of it, but it doesn't have the contractor code at the end of it, where the other ones do. Let me click on the first one. So what I end up with here is identify who I'm sending it to. 4 is blank. So this is the base quote that has the base or standard counts on it. What I show here is 10, 10, 25, and 20 with that 1478 or the standard price. If I take a look at the next one, I'll just drop to the bottom here. This is the one for Southside that didn't have any special counts on it. I end up with a quote identified for them. Scroll down. 10, 10, 25, and 20 with the expected price, what I showed at the top of the screen. But if I click on just in time, then everything changes just a little bit. First of all, I should identify who it's for just in time. So I've identified my distributor, what it should look like. And if I scroll down, I get 20, 20, 50, and 40 with the doubled price, all in one shot. If I hit send, now Harry basically gets everything that he needs to quote either contractor in this case.